Good evening, friends. Charles McCulley here at Pearland Lady Oilers softball field as we bring you tonight the Pearland Lady Oilers against the Pearland Dawson Lady Eagles in a very important 22-5A softball contest. The Pearland Lady Oilers, two-time state champions in the past 6 years, and they've been to state 5 out of those 6 years. They are undefeated with a capital UN coming into this contest tonight. This is an important day because I want to tell you a little bit about my dear friend, Ralph Parrish. Ralph has been the press box voice. That's the gentleman that when you come to a game, he speaks into the microphone and you hear him out in the environment of the stands, around the grandstand areas. And he makes announcements and tells you about ticket raffles and announces the batter up for the teams that are playing on the field as they present and come up batter by batter to the folks that are actually in the stands at the ball game. Well, Ralph unfortunately suffered an aneurysm about a week ago. He's been in ICU in Houston for the better part of this past week. And there has been a benefit both online and today, a very successful fundraiser for Ralph with outstanding crawfish and barbecue that just ended, got underway about 4 p.m. this afternoon. And I'm going to tell you something. The food naturally was absolutely outstanding, but Ralph is still needful of a lot of support. And there's one way that you can support Ralph Parrish, and that is to make an online donation. That could be of $1, $10, $100, $1,000, $200, $50. You can go to LadyOilersSoftball.org, LadyOilersSoftball.org, or if you're listening to this broadcast, CMCBroadcasting.com. Why, there's a link right below our broadcast link right here. And at the end of this broadcast, you can go right down there, click that link, and it's all there for you to make that donation to benefit Ralph. Charles McCulley here with you, letting you know that that's what this softball game tonight is all about. It's all about family. It's about the love of family, and Pearland is a close-knit family of parents and folks who appreciate the efforts of gentlemen like Ralph Parrish, who do so much to assist and make kids feel like they're stars. And that's the kind of man Ralph is. He's getting better. He's still in ICU. He's in a medically induced coma, but he's undergoing repair work, and he's already had the bulk of that done. So our prayers in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ are very strong and remain so. And when you have God on your side, you can't lose. So Ralph Parrish on his way back. God bless you, my dear friend. Again, right on the website that you've just clicked to hear this broadcast, right underneath that link, right there is the link that you can click to donate to Ralph Parrish. Charles McCulley here with you, Pearland Lady Oilers against the Dawson Lady Eagles. And the JV game is still underway. We had a 6:30 initial time start for the varsity game. Everything kind of gets pushed back just a little bit due to the fact that we've got a beautiful benefit that's taken place today, and two very competitive teams at all levels, on the JV level and the freshman level before that, but really battling each other hammer and tong. Right now, the Dawson Lady Eagles actually lead your Pearland Lady Oilers by the score of 5-2. And the varsity game should be getting underway momentarily. Our sponsors make our broadcast happen, and they include folks that are also making a difference and that will also continue to be making a difference in Pearland in the near future. And that will include Adrienne Bell, who's running for City Council in Pearland. We're talking with her aide de camp for her campaign, which is going to extend all the way into May. And we're talking to Terrence. Terrence, identify yourself for our listeners and tell us a little bit about who you are and about Miss Adrienne Bell and her campaign.
All right. First and foremost, thank you for having me on this evening, Charles. I really appreciate that. For the listeners, my name is Terrence Thomas. I am a volunteer / aide / whatever Adrienne tells me to do for the Adrienne Bell for City Council campaign. The election is taking place May 7th. Early voting begins April 25th through May the 3rd. So our main priority was increasing civic engagement, as well as letting people know that there's an election in Pearland, because as you know, local elections, we have a very low turnout. So our biggest initiative was getting people out to vote, informing them that there is an election, and getting them to show up at the polls. So we've been very active. We've been doing phone banks and block walking and really a lot of civic engagement. You know, we want to know what's the concerns of the Pearland citizens and what can we do to rectify those situations.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the significant issues that Adrienne will tackle heads on as soon as she takes office.
Okay. I think there's about, I don't want to relegate any of them, but I think there's three main concerns. The first, of course, being the Pearland traffic. Now, I'll be honest with you, Charles, we don't have a solution for that immediately. I don't think anyone has a solution because Pearland is just growing at such a fast rate. We're not sure how we're going to tackle that. But one of the biggest issues we are seeing is budget reallocation. So we need to reallocate the resources as Pearland expands and diversifies to ensure that we have enough city services to take care of the citizens. And that includes, but is not limited to, extending our fire departments, our police officers, as well as our city's resources. We've talked to a lot of constituents, and many of them are concerned with the quality of the water as the city expands. So those are just a few of the things that we'll be tackling this city election.
I know that Adrienne had a special event that she had to attend this evening. She was here earlier for the benefit dinner for Mr. Ralph Parrish. I know that she's going to be a big part of that inspirational effort too. But let's talk a little bit about, and as we talk with Adrienne in future broadcasts, I know she's going to address this directly, but Terrence, describe a little bit about the size of the network of her campaign. Obviously, with motivated young people like yourself, she's really taking the next level.
Yes.
To network with youth, older people in their otherwise in their prime, and everybody around the way to try to have a coalition to make Pearland a better community.
Oh, absolutely. This is a very unique campaign. This is my first campaign actually working on. So it has been a learning experience. So I've really been hitting the ground running, and I couldn't ask for a more diverse, a more like-minded, just a bunch of go-getters, to be honest with you, Charles. I mean, these guys are simply amazing. Whenever Adrienne comes calling, it's like, you know, she can lean on me, she can lean on Jason. There's just so many people she can lean on, and I've learned a lot. And just so many different walks of life, incorporating so many people, because that's what it's all about. We're all in this together.
Describe a little bit about how the campaign has developed from the first part of this year up till now, as far as signage, as far as making direct mail contacts and so forth. What have you learned, and what can you already educate the rest of us as to how a campaign like this develops?
Okay. Well, I was there at the very inception of the campaign, so I've really seen everything manifest. I remember our first meeting. Adrienne all set us down, and we actually all met at her home. And we just had a round table, and it was just a real honest conversation, what she wanted to accomplish, why she was running, and more importantly, how we were going to get there. So it started out, I think there was about 12 of us, and we're still a pretty steady group. We have incorporated a few other people along the way who have contributed greatly. And the biggest thing that I've learned from it is really just civic engagement, GOTV, getting people out to vote. Before this, I've never knocked on anyone's door and tried to get them civically engaged or letting them know about the city council race. It can be a bit scary at times just knocking on a stranger's door, but I've learned so much, and just connecting with the people and just learning that we all have a lot of the similar concerns, and we all want to see them rectified.
You mentioned Adrienne discussing why she was running. Again, she will discuss this with us in her own personal detail on future broadcasts directly, but tell us what she told you as to why she's getting in this race?
The reason why Adrian is getting in this race is because, just to make it simple, Adrian is a true public servant. I would not consider, I don't think she refers to herself as a politician. Adrian wants to know the issues. She wants to see how we can rectify these issues and how can we resolve them. So the biggest thing that I think that sets Adrian apart from other people is that she has a sincere heart, and she's big on public service, and that is her main priority.
Well, I'll tell you what, Terrence, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for talking with us this evening. God bless you.
Oh, thank you, Charles.
And anything else you'd like to add about this exciting campaign for Adrian Bell?
I just wanted to reiterate that early voting begins April 25th through May 2nd, and Election Day is May the 7th. For more information, you can go to adrianbellforpearland.com and check out our Facebook page, Adrian Bell for Pearland. Thanks for having me, Charles.
Very good. Thank you, Terrence, and God bless you, my friend.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hey, we've got a broadcast coming up in just a moment or three, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to my friend Abel Moreno, who's actually here in the press box with us. Abel handles – I heard somebody out in the stands turn around, open the window. Here at Pearland – and at Lady Oiler softball field, this is their home here at the press box. So people just they dive right in the window on you, Abel. We were talking about the great music you play, and somebody said, are you the DJ here? Because you're the guy putting all the music out there, but you're more importantly than that. Nobody's more dedicated to this program than you, sir, for years. I'm talking about when little Elena Moreno out there in right field, man, she'd come in, designated player 2. What a great hitter, position 5 or 6 in the batting lineup, always getting that clutch hit. And now, where is, first of all, Elena playing, sir, and how's she doing?
Oh, she's at St. Mary's in San Antonio, playing over there for them. They're winning their conference right now.
Yeah.
And she's doing well.
I know that's right. Abel, shoot a potato. You know, so many parents, when you broadcast a team like this consistently, as I've been fortunate to for more than 7 years now. I can't believe it's been that long, but it has. You see parents come and go with the kids. You know, they'll stay with the program as long as their children are here and they graduate, they go with them. That's understandable. But you have made it a point to continue here with the program too. You spend all the time with your kids too.
Well, you got to remember, Charlie, I still have one here.
Okay.
I have a sophomore here, so.
I know that's right. Well, I'm just glad to see you here no matter what.
But you know, the music is just pump the kids up. You know, try to get them ready and.
I tell you what, this is the only place I can come to hear some. I might hear Biz Markie with the Vapors one day and. The next minute.
Wait a minute. Charlie,
I'm liable to.
Who is Biz Marks?
Biz Markie. I got the Vapors. I got the Vapors.
That must be before my time.
No. This is like 1986, bro.
Oh, wow.
Okay, they were talking about hip hop. This is Gerald Sanchez.
I missed that group.
He's New York hip hop. It's all down with Brooklyn, bro.
What about the Eagles? What about Boston?
You go back to the 70s for that stuff, bro.
No, what about AC/DC?
Now, I have yet to hear you bust out with an AC/DC.
Oh, we're gonna put it on. We're gonna put some on.
I can't wait for that. But in any case, as we get the field ready here, it's another great Pearland Lady Oiler season to this point. We're going to talk about that. But first, I want to talk to you about our good friend, Ralph Parrish. You were kind enough to communicate with me last Monday. Well, not kind enough. It was with a very, very heavy heart of your own, talking about Ralph. And, man, you, Mr. John Turner and a couple people, Abel Moreno, getting the word out there to get the benefit going and get the website up for Ralph. And
yeah,
already.
Well, Coach, Coach informed us late Sunday night about what happened. And, she texted a lot of us that are on the membership of our booster club. And, we said immediately that we needed to do something for Ralph, being as though he's done so much for Pearland and the community. And, the guy was a really, really good baseball player, a good athlete here in Pearland. and you could tell he was just by the way he announces games and just what everything that he does. He's coached for a while, and just the you knew that you could just put the word out there and the people would come out and support this guy, and everything that he's going through.
Yes, sir, and they absolutely will, and there's an easy way to do that. First of all, this won't be the last of these benefits. I know this cook-off today, very successful. I'm sure that's going to swell the coffers quite a bit. They already had about $8,000 or $9,000 raised at last check just in a week's time for the website. Ralph is still in ICU, but they have him in a medically induced coma, which I've always understood is a good thing when you're trying to get other surgery performed, which they're working on, because that means you're trying to fight your way up. And,
that's right. And then
on your own.
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew it or not, but they're having another one tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Pearland's going to Alvin to play yet another district game back to back, and the Alvin folks have are putting together something for him tomorrow with hamburgers and hot dogs that proceeds going towards Ralph Parrish. So about a month ago we helped them with a young lady, one of their players who their family lost their house in a fire, and we helped them. So it's kind of returning the favor here for one of our people in need here in Pearland.
Abel, what is it about Pearland, the Alvin or North Missouri County, this area in general, but it centers right here in Pearland? I mean, I feel it, I see it. There's a special bond here. Every community will claim the same thing generally, and they have good cause to do so all over the country, small towns. But something, there's something extra special about Pearland. You can put your finger on it.
It's just, Pearland's fairly big city. The people rally upon those that are in need, and especially I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Ralph was so involved in a lot of these kids' lives, both baseball, softball, and then he didn't just do that, but he announces basketball, and those other sports, So just the fact that he's touched so many lives that the people will come and support someone that has had an impact on their lives.
And the best thing about something like that is that Ralph, in this time of his need, he's going to feel that love. It's not just the financial contribution, which definitely helps, the co-pays for insurance and things like that for these surgeries. It's also the love that he feels from the people, knowing that they're out there returning that love that he's given them. That's a real special healing agent in its own right.
That's exactly right.
Well, what do we think about the Dawson Eagles and the Pearland Lady Oilers tonight? Pearland's undefeated in district, so life is good if you're a Lady Oiler fan. We've even got Dawson folks in the house tonight.
Oh, it's a packed house. A lot of that has to do with the benefit, I think, too. But this is two good teams. We only beat them, I think, by 1 or 2 runs the last time we played them. So they're, they're up and coming. They're young, and they got a good young ball club. They and then not to mention they upset Alvin the other night.
I'm gonna tell you something.
So that second and third spot in the in the district is up for grabs. Because I can tell you this: nobody wants that 4th spot and wants to play Deer Park in the first round.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you'd like to carry on with the set there and kind of chime in with us as we go through the game, that'd be awesome.
No problem, man. I appreciate it, though. Let me keep this music going, though.
Get right on. Listen, we got AC/DC coming up.
That's right.
Coming right up, brother. All right, my friend. That's going to be Abel Morano. I'm Charles McCulley along with our good friend, Mr. Gerald Sanchez. It is a special benefit day for Ralph Parrish. Remember, the website to link to is right below what you're listening to, the link you're listening to right now. Thank our sponsors who make our broadcast happen, and they include U.S. Golf and Games, which is at 10106 Thurman Street, right behind Alameda Mall. Neil and Brad Androsco have outstanding carts and wonderful go-kart outdoor bumper cars, indoor batting cages, and even they got those old-fashioned games inside. I'm talking about the pinball machine. Oh, they still have those from the 1980s. It seemed like yesterday to me, but I'll tell you what, folks that are so-called millennials, that's ancient history, but they've got those. Those are awfully fun, too. And batting cages and more, as mentioned, at U.S. Golf and Games. I want to thank Renee Guyton and all of the staff, her sister Tina, over at the Window Box Florists in Pearland. The Window Box is located right there near the intersection of Old Galveston Road and 518. And Mother's Day is right around the corner. Make sure that you contact the Window Box today. It's 281-485-3229. And don't let Mother's gift get away from you. Remember to get that done now. The Galveston County Fair and Rodeo is on. Just getting started today. That's on Highway 6 at Jack Brooks Park in Hitchcock, extending all the way through the end of next week. Fun to be had by all, and some name act country music artists, one or two of which were at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And a lot of activities being held down there that are sponsored by some of our broadcast sponsors here, and they include Prouty Engineering and Construction and Guaranteed Roofing. Jeff Prouty and all of his staff. Proud to salute all of our area youth on a job well done. And proud to salute the memory of the dearly departed Jimmy Haley, the past president of the Texas City Lamarck Chamber of Commerce. This year's Galveston County Fair and Rodeo coverage dedicated to the memory of Jimmy Haley. Phone Guaranteed Roofing at 281-488-1370. Dixie Safe and Lock in Houston is proud to salute all of our youth at Dixie Safe and Lock in the heart of Dixie and the heart of Houston. We've been in business for more than 73 years. Founded way back in 1943. It's Dixie Safe and Lock. Phone 713-643-5767. And I'm very appreciative of the support of Miss Georgia Peeler and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, located in Dickinson. Phone 281-534-7635. Dr. Georgia Peeler at that, and she's a fine insurance agent indeed with Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. It's my great honor to thank Britton McLean and all the staff at McCrane Trailers. McLean Trailers in Houston. We produce and manufacture our own brand of boat trailers. Phone 713-899-9771 at 7203 Cowart, C-O-W-A-R-T Street in Houston. McLean Trailers. It's Strickland Chevrolet. Strictly speaking, we're here for all of our Pearland youth. At Strickland Chevrolet, we were country before country was cool. At 5719 Broadway, phone 281-997-5100. We support all the fine young lady athletes of Dawson and Pearland High Schools, for you represent the winning spirit of our community. Strickland Chevrolet. Pearland Lumber and Ace Hardware. Full line of lumber, building materials, and hardware. Spring has sprung. Let's get your spring cleaning done and remodeling construction done now for the do-it-yourselfer. Pearland Lumber and Ace Hardware. Phone 281-485-1474 at 2027 North Main in Pearland. Charles McCullough here, also thanking Advantage of BMW Clear Lake at AdvantageBMWCL.com on the World Wide Web. Advantage BMW, where we've got those fabulous Mini Coopers at 400 Gulf Freeway South in League City. Advantage BMW Clear Lake, phone 281-557-7000. Awarded the BMW dealership of the Year in North America back in 2014. And that came from Munich, Germany, BMW Central International for League City, Texas's Advantage BMW, Clear Lake, best BMW dealership in North America. That's pretty good stuff, I'll tell you. ZMC Communications also proud to thank our good friends and sponsors who help our broadcast. That's Crowder Funeral Home, Pearland in League City. Crowder Funeral Home. Matt Crowder and all of the staff. Since 1959, carrying on a family tradition. Crowder Funeral Homes at crowderfuneralhomes.com. A family helping families in their time of need. And I want to thank Chad and Cassie and all of the staff out at C-Bar Contractors, right next door to the Galveston County Fair and Rodeo Grounds.
Live on TexanLive.com.
And we're also proud to salute all of our broadcasts. C-Bar Contractors.
TexansLive.com.
Phone 409-925-5757. We're going to be getting underway here in just a moment. We'll have a little musical interlude from our own music director, Mr. Gerald Sanchez. And we'll be bringing you Batter Up in just a moment. CMCBroadcasting.com. Okay, I was just trying to convince friend Abel Moreno to play some AC/DC. Go out through the crowd here in a moment.
What's up, man?
Charles McCullough here with you, CMC Communications Broadcasting. And we're just about to get underway with actual batter up of the Pearland Lady Oilers. Host the Dawson Lady Eagles. The Dawson Lady Eagles.
Good evening and welcome to
have
Pearland
only
High School and
2
tonight's
defeats
22 6A matchup between your visiting Lady
coming
Eagles
into the
of
broadcast
Dawson
tonight.
and your Pearland Lady Oilers.
Dawson is coached by Caitlin Griffin. They've lost once to Alvin, once to Pearland previously. They play them again now. The Pearland Lady Oilers are absolutely undefeated.
Now let's meet the teams.
The Lady Oilers, of course, are coached by my good friend Attaway Lene Clark, who looks like she's getting younger every year. I most definitely am not, especially today. Caitlin Griffin is the coach of the Dawson Lady Eagles. we're going to run down the lineup for just a moment.
Senior Alexa Escobar.
Dawson Lady Eagle
Number 12, sophomore
lineup
Randy
includes in the one slot, number 7, Amber Langston, the shortstop. Batting second and wearing number 5 will be Hope Shaneman. She's the center fielder. Number 19 and batting in the 3 hole will be Riley Rodriguez, the third base lady. Batting cleanup will be Bailey Malone, number 14. She's the first base lady. Number 15 will bring up slot number 5. It'll be Courtney Day, and she's been bringing a bright day of pitching all season long for the Lady Eagles with an excellent rise pitch and fastball. She's the pitcher and a great hitter in her own right. Batting up in the 6th slot will be Elena Sotelo, wearing number 8. She's the designated player, the DH, if you will, in baseball terminology for softball. Wearing number 9 and batting up in the 6th hole will be Amber Stone, the left fielder. Batting up in the 7th slot, number 6 will be Alexis Zarate, the right fielder. Wearing number 10 in the 8th spot will be Brooke Tolan, the second base girl, and Isabel Ritchie will bring up the rear of the roster. The catcher in square, number 4. Pearland Monet Clark, undefeated Pearland Lady O's will have an outstanding infield and outfield, and we'll tell you all about them by way of their own batting lineup. Number 9, left fielder Kaylee Buck. I recognize every single one of these young ladies from last year. The Lady Oilers were knocked out of the state baseball or softball playoffs too early last year. I knew they would be back next year. This year, however, which was next year last year, because all her kids were underclassmen then. So Kaylee Buck, number 9, will bat up number 1, the left fielder. Batting in the 2nd slot will be center fielder Lindsay Stewart, the fastest young lady in prep softball in the state of Texas. I don't need to see anybody else to know that. Lindsay Stewart has 4.5 40-yard dash speed, and that was timed on Athletic Complex Gridiron right next door back in 2014. She's probably faster now and definitely meaner, but she's a fine young lady, straight A student. Wearing number 2, Lindsay Stewart, center fielder. Now batting in the 3rd spot will be shortstop number 7, Ashlyn Walls. Batting cleanup will be Sydney Gutierrez, the first base girl, wearing number 10. Alyssa Denham, probably the best overall prep pitcher, one of the top 5 in all of the Sun Belt and certainly in Texas. Alyssa Denham at 6 feet 1 inches tall. She will both take the mound and bat up 6th for the Pearland Lady O's, wearing number 18. Batting in the 6th spot, Alyssa will bat in the 5th spot. Batting 6th will be Eileen Garcia, the catcher, wearing number 6. Batting 7th will be Natalie Romeo, the third base girl, wearing number 8. Batting in the 8th spot will be Kaylee Hoppins, the designated player. And batting in the 9th spot will be right fielder Madison for the right fielder. Jana Roberts, the second base lady, wearing number 2, will be batted for in the 8th spot by Kaylee Hoppins as it happens. Now we will proudly present for you the national anthem, and it'll be sung live in the press box by Erica Honore.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the Star-Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
Everyone, please remain
Wonderful.
standing.
What a wonderful
The
rendition.
voice of Pearland softball dating back to 1986.
Rendition of the
He's a
national
tireless
anthem.
supporter of Pearland athletics. On Sunday,
now we
April
turn
3rd, Ralph experienced a medical emergency and was transported via life flight to Memorial Hermann Hospital. Where he
Over to
remains in
Mr. Bailey, the
ICU.
press box announcer.
Please join me in a moment of silence to pray for Ralph and his family.
Jesus' name, I pray.
Thank you. Let's play ball.
Okay. With this kind of love and goodwill and the spirit of the Holy Ghost, the Lord Jesus Christ flowing through Ralph Parrish, he can only get better from here. Charles McCullough here, along with Gerald Sanchez. Harry Barrett was to have joined us tonight. He'll be with us on our next Lady Oiler broadcast. And we want to thank Lene Clark for all of her hospitality as always. The undefeated Lady Oilers with Alyssa Denham taking the mound. Her battery mate behind the dish will be Eileen Garcia. Over at first will be Sydney Gutierrez wearing number 10. Second base girl Jana Roberts. She will not be in the batting lineup. She will be batted for by Kaylee Hoppins. At shortstop will be Ashlyn Walls, number 7. She held down that position last year. Over at third will be Natalie Romeo. She was there last year. And there's the AC-DC I have been absolutely begging for since I got her, for crying out loud. Number 8, Natalie Romeo over at third. Out on the garden patch in the outfield, starting left, it'll be Miss Kaylee Buck, the left fielder, wearing number 9. Out in center will be Lindsay Stewart, wearing number 5. And over in right, Madison Clements, wearing number 4. Thank you for joining us this evening, friends. Charles McCullough here with you. As leading off for the Dawson Lady Eagles, we should have a really good game tonight, by the way, will be Amber Langston, shortstop. And she wears number 7. Hope Shaneman, center fielder, wearing number 5, will bat in the 2 spot. And bringing up the commencement of the Woodhull set will be Riley Rodriguez in that 3rd spot. Third base girl wearing number 19. Now the JV game was pretty intense, and it's one of the reasons we're getting a late start here. It was finally won by the Dawson Lady Eagles, who prevailed by the score of 5-3. That was a little bit unusual for the Lady O's to have experienced that kind of loss. But in any case, the Lady Oilers should be prepared to take care of business on the varsity level, perhaps with a little more high hopes and expectations due to the fact that they've already beaten the Lady Eagles once, and they have an undefeated mark. Charles McCullough here with you. CMC Communications Broadcasting. And we're set to get underway. And Caitlin Griffin, the coach for the Dawson Lady Eagles. Dawson has distinguished itself in one major respect so far this year. As they've been the other team aside from Pearland.
Leading over the Lady Eagles, number 7, Amber Langston.
Rout the Alvin Yellow Jackets. Lady Jackets, that is. That's going to bring Amber Langston to the pro. Batting up number 1 for Caitlin Griffin's Dawson Lady Eagles. She bats up from the right side. The Dawson Lady Eagles wear scarlet red tops, stockings, black pantaloons, white numbers, lettering, and trim. The Pearland Lady Oilers dressed in all black. Jerseys and pantaloons, shoulder down to ankle, including black stockings. First pitch coming in from Flamethrower. Denham popped out to the backstop. It's going to be strike 1. 0-1 is the count. I'm so glad you've joined us this evening, friends. Enjoy these cool spring evenings. They're going to get hot enough soon enough here in deep southeast Texas. Old Glory in dead red center, hanging indiscriminately right now, barely gusting. Not much of a breeze to favor either side of the plate tonight for the batters. Connected on, that'll be rolled foul over toward the Lady Oiler dugout, and that'll be strike 2. 0 at 2, the count. Alyssa Denham averages 12 strikeouts a game. She is as tough as a keg of nails on the mound, and she's got a very intimidating windmill windup because she's already 6'1". By the time she comes off the mound with that incredible speedy fastball or rise pitch or hook pitch, when she decides to throw that, and she's got a polished arsenal of junk that's incredible with all kinds of wonderful pitches of different varieties. It's almost impossible to hit her. Here's the 1-2. Connected on. That's pasted back foul, but the catcher, Eileen Garcia, makes a diving grab without doffing her tools of ignorance.
Number 5, senior center fielder, Hope Sheneman.
That'll be out number 1 on the 3rd pitch. That's as good as a strikeout. So a little pop-up F2, tools of ignorance, so described from 110 years ago. Roger Bresnahan, the catcher for the New York Giants at that time, dressed up like a bet at the ball yard one day, said he was tired of catching tobacco balls that went crazy and hit him in the head. Pitch coming in to batter number 2, swung on upstairs and missed, will be strike 1. The New York Giants under John McGraw at that time were playing none other than the Cleveland Spiders, soon to be the Cleveland Indians. Pitching for them was Cy Young, and he thought that Roger Bresnahan was pretty ignorant to come. Dressed up like a bet at the ball field. Pitch coming in, connected on. There's a long fly ball to center. It could be trouble. It's going to land and roll to the wall, and heading down to second with a surefire double is going to be Hope Sheneman, who gives hope immediately early on to the Dawson Lady Eagles with a powerhouse
number
double.
19, senior third baseman, Riley Rodriguez.
Sheneman almost got all of that. She got it in her wheelhouse and whipped it out of here potentially. Rolled to the wall, hit about 10 feet in front of the rolling track, and you've got to really crank it to get it over that 220-foot mark in a 10-foot high-rise in deep center. Riley Rodriguez, a powerfully built young lady at the plate, also a right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch, a slow changeup coming in. But although she pulls the string, it goes outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Riley Rodriguez from Alyssa Denham, who brings in the 1-0 immediately, and it's going to be upstairs for ball 2. But anyway, Bresnahan's practice of dressing up with a hotel mattress and a chicken-wired configurated mask stuck. And the tradition of tools of ignorance, or protective gear, if you will, for catcher and umpire continues all the way to this day, thank goodness. Next pitch going downstairs for ball 3 for a crippled count. So after getting Amber Langston out on a little pop-up back to the catcher, Sheneman doubles to center, and Rodriguez is at the plate with a 3-0 count. Pitch coming in. That'll be a called strike 1 as it ices down that up and out corner. Good rise pitch. The other thing I've remembered about Alyssa Denham from a year ago And I have no doubt that she will carry that tradition forward here for the rest of this season. Next pitch coming in. Swung on and missed is going to be strike two. Is kind of what she's doing now on a single batter, but she'll do it through a whole single game. Tends to heat up like a Coleman stove. Start slow but finish red, 500-degree hot. Now she's filled the count from a 3-0 all the way back in with a ripe 32, and the payoff being prepared on the mound now. On deck will be Bailey Malone. That will be ball four. The payoff goes to the batter. So we've had a F2
Number 14,
kind of sweet piece to the catcher.
First baseman
A
Bailey
double
Malone.
and a walk. We've got two young ladies on board. That sets up and out at every base on the one hand, potentially. But on the other hand, Alyssa's still trying to get her groove connected here. Bailey Malone, the first base lady, is the four-hole batter, batting .424. She's a good one. Wind up and pitch coming in will be down into the cellar for ball one. 1-0 the count. Again, the JV game was won fairly handily, although with some difficulty early on by the Dawson Lady Eagles, 5-3. Eyeing the signals from Garcia, Alyssa will wheel and deal. Swung on and missed will be strike two. That was actually a declared strike one on that first pitch, by the way. Not ball one. It was an effective rise pitch which nicked the zone coming in. Nothing and two is the count to Bailey Malone. We've got Hope Shaneman out at second, Riley Rodriguez at first. Next offering, whistles a little bit outside for ball one. One ball and two strikes. The Pearland Lady Oilers undefeated in district, taking on Dawson. Between Dawson and the Alvin Lady Jackets, they will be battling those first three places in district. Next offering is a called strike. That'll be her first in this ball game, and she averages
15,
generally
freshman Courtney Day.
12 per game. That's an incredible strikeout average. Coach Clark says she has really been hot as a pistol through district, and they are undefeated. Courtney Day stepping up to the plate. She's the hurler on the mound for the Dawson Lady Eagles. She knows a good pitch when she sees one. And brief lull in the action on the field as she'll step into the box. And the first pitch coming in will be swung on and missed for strike one. By the way, somewhat unusually, all four of the Dawson Lady Eagles' first batters have all been right-handed hitters. That's been unusual because most of the time you have a slapper, generally a left-handed batter, on your first two placements. Here's the pitch, 0-1 upstairs. It goes behind the plate. Both runners will wheel on an easy double steal. So now we've got Shaneman down at third on the passed ball. Riley Rodriguez out at second. First is open. And at the plate, Courtney Day, the pitcher. She's got a 1 strike count. An even batting stance. Full windup. Oh, that's a nice hook pitch in there for a called strike, too. If Alyssa was going to bring a curveball, that's the one she should have brought right there. And, boy, she bent it all the way around to Oiler Drive. Coming into the ball field tonight. Nice strike two called. 1 strike away from retiring. A threat here, and a legitimate one for the Dawson Lady Eagles. We have no score. Top of the first inning of play. The Pearland Lady Oilers and the Lady Eagles of Dawson. Next offering upstairs is a waste pitch to Garcia, who stands up to make sure everybody is ship-shape in Bristol fashion on the base paths and not trying anything ill-advised. So deuces across the board, 2 away, and a 2-2 count. Alyssa Denham back up on the pitching rubber with that high windmill offering, and it's going to be downstairs now for ball 3. This time after getting ahead of the count, Alyssa falls behind a bit. It's going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes. 4 straight right-handed batters I haven't seen that in a softball lineup in a long time. Next pitch connected on. Big Bill Chopper goes to the mound, tries to go to first with it. There's no play. And that's going to be an infield knock that's going to bring in run number 1 into the pay station
Number 8,
in this game.
freshman
As Hope
Alana
Shanaman
Sotelo.
comes in with an earned run. That'll be the second little knock, as it's called the old Baltimore chop. Courtney Day hit that right in front of home plate. It went way up into the air. The Baltimore chop, the dead ball era in baseball. You just slugged that way. And many of the dead ball era terms, terminologies, and styles of play befit much of the powerhouse softball action that you see today, because of the nature of the ball used and the style of play that must be engaged to accommodate a slightly less lively ball. So we've got 1 into the pay station now, and the Dawson Lady Eagles perch a bird at first and at third. And it's 1-0 Dawson with 2 away. Stepping up to the plate now is Elena Sotelo. She's the designated batter, batting for Isabel Ritchie, the catcher. And another right-handed batter. They don't rely on the slap hitters. They go straight for the power, the Dawson Lady Eagles. All right, Alyssa Denham is a power pitcher. Outside, they're going to go try to get the out, but Garcia was going to try to chug it on down to the Keystone. Short and second were converging. Alyssa Denham just went ahead and speared the grab as it was coasting that way for the Statue of Liberty catch. She'll say, I'm going to go ahead and handle business now. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Check swing, no ring-a-ding-ding. Goes upstairs. Elena Sotelo, another powerfully built young lady. One thing I'm telling you about these Lady Eagles is that these girls are, I tell you what, they've got some power. You put it in their wheelhouse, they're liable to juice it out of here. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 away. Swung on, and this will be strike 2. 1 and 2. On deck, if she can arrive at the plate, will be Amber Stone, the left fielder. 1 has come in as Courtney Day, with an infield big leg knock, is able to bring in Shanaman. Next offering, foul ball just over the fence line on the third base side. Stay alive, strike 2 and 1 ball. The Dawson Lady Eagles and the Pearland Lady Oilers. It's an all Pearland battle this afternoon, and all to benefit my good friend Ralph Parrish. His son is in the press box with us tonight. He came up to me and told me that Ralph is coming along doing a lot better. Here's the pitch coming in. That's going to be declared ball 2 now. Some argument about that. I thought the ump for just a minute was going to ring it up, kind of checked water on his call. Call down to the appellate court judge at third, and it will be 2-2. Alyssa with a big windmill windup, swung on in this strike 3, collects 2 strikeouts in this inning. However, she gives up 1 run on 2 hits, and 2 young ladies remain on board. We've gone through 1/2 inning of play, and the Dawson Lady Eagles have taken a 1-0 lead over the Pearland Lady Oilers. CMC Communications Broadcast Network, as we thank Charlie Mayfield Nationwide. It is on your side. Charlie Mayfield Nationwide Insurance. Phone 281-993-7722. Charlie Mayfield Nationwide Insurance. Proud of all of our youth, for through them we all shine. I want to thank Grant Gerard and all the staff at the Cake Lady
everyone,
Bakery.
we are selling ice-cold refreshments down below the stands. $1 bottled waters. Get yourself something cold to drink.
Cake Lady Bakery, 281-482-3702. I tell you, Mother's Day coming up. We've got those confections of macadamia nut cookies, Oh my goodness. Raisin oatmeal cookies. They are absolutely the best in the West, North, South, and East too. It is the Cake Lady Bakery at thecakeladybakery.com. Johnny White and all of his staff at Johnny White All State Farm Insurance in League City. Proud to salute all of our Brazoria and Galveston County young people. Johnny White has been in business for 40 years, and you always do the right thing when you go with Johnny White. State Farm Insurance in League City at JohnnyWhiteInsurance.com. All right, the Pearland Lady Oilers for the first time in this contest will bat up. Bottom of the first inning of play getting underway here at 8:13 p.m. for the bottom of the first. Kaylee Buck stepping up to the plate for the Pearland Oilers. The Lady O's, and she takes ball one downstairs, facing Courtney Day out on the mound for Dawson. Full wind-up pitch coming in. That's going to miss low and outside for ball two. Now, Courtney Day, like Alyssa Denham, is a right-hander, but she's got a much faster windup because she's much shorter. Gives up about 5 inches in height and really swings that arm around like a whipped scorpion tail. Comes in upstairs. Whoop, that'll be a nice rise pitch for ball. Make that strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Courtney Day eyeing the signals from her catcher. Next offering will be a little bit outside for ball 3. Catching for the Dawson Lady Eagles is Isabel Ritchie. First base lady is Bailey Malone. Over at second is Brooke Tolan. Short, Amber Langston. And third, Riley Rodriguez. Full windup from Courtney Day. Pitch coming in, connected on. There's a base hit. A seeing eye ground ball that gets right underneath the talented glove of shortstop Amber Langston.
Number 5, senior center fielder Lindsay Stewart.
And Kaylee Buck will reach with the potential tying run at first with no outs. And my favorite girls softball player for the Pearland Lady Oilers last couple of years, Lindsay Stewart with 4.5 40-yard dash speed, stepping up to the plate. Lindsay is an outstanding young lady, leader of this team. Pitch coming in, throw down to first, and a great throw at that by the catcher. Almost nails Kaylee Buck. I'm going to tell you, that was a heads-up play by Isabel Ritchie, gunning it down to Bailey Malone. It was just a little too high, but they almost caught Kaylee Buck with a bad lean. Lindsay Stewart at the plate. And all the hurly-burly takes strike one. 0-1 the count. Lindsay, the first left-handed batter we've seen in this game on either side. Pitch coming in, connected on. That could drop. It's going to be taken by the left fielder, though. And that was a can of corn that had some potential, but a great catch.
Next up, number
Is
7,
charging in
shortstop
to
Ashlyn Walls.
nail that can of corn was Amber Stone, the left fielder. She had a long throw over to Bailey Malone at first, causing Kaylee Buck to tag back up, so Lindsay Stewart pops out with a little can of sweet peas to left. And that brings Ashlyn Walls to the plate for the Pearland Lady Oilers, batting up also from the left side. You want a slapper, and your top or bottom of your lineup are both slap hitters, generally or left-handed batters. Pitch coming in, throw down to first again, almost in time. That catcher, Isabel, has got a wonderful gun down. 1, 2, 3 to first, from the pitcher to catcher to first. 1, 2, 3. Almost nails Buck once again. So she's not to be trifled with behind the mound there, or behind the dish. And out on the mound, Courtney Day isn't either, because she's been humming them in. Here's the 1-0. Pivot bunt stance, and another gun down and almost nailing Kaylee Buck. Kaylee trying her luck, Miss Kaylee Buck, seeing if she can get a green light to head down to the Keystone. Right now, the Lady O's are behind 1-0. Ashlyn Walls at the plate. Kaylee Buck over at first, reaching with a punch and Judy base knock into left field. Full windup. Low and outside will be ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Lindsey Stewart pops out the can of corn to left field. Kaylee tags back at first. We have 1 away. Ashlyn Walls at the plate with a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Dawson leads 1-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning of play. Charles McCullough here with you. Enters the stretch and pitch connected on. Ground ball, chopper, base hit into right field, and we'll have runners on first and second as Ashlyn Walls just reared back and took a 9-iron golf slice.
Number 10, senior first baseman,
and rips a
Sidney
rope to right.
Gutierrez.
So we got no runs on 2 hits. 2 runners aboard. We got 1 away. And now we've got Sidney Gutierrez stepping up to the plate. First base girl, wearing number 10. And Sidney batting in the 4th spot. She's as dangerous as dynamite at the plate, has been for 3 years now. It's a starting letterman for the Pearland Lady Oilers and for Coach Lene Clark. So Lady Oilers trying to threaten here with just 1 out. Full windup, connected on. That could be trouble. It's going to be caught by the center fielder. That's 2 great stopgap catches in center, which have prevented Pearland from causing some damage.
Number 18, senior
And
Alyssa
got to give
Denham.
credit to Hope Shaneman, who comes in and shags that catch. Sidney Gutierrez robbing Sidney of a Texas leaguer. So, again, both runners tag back up. We've got Kaylee Buck at second, Ashlyn Walls over at first, both with base knocks, and that brings Alyssa Denham, the pitcher, to the plate. Now, Alyssa can go yard too. This youngster has got a wonderful home run swing, in addition to a windmill swinging fastball from the mound as the pitcher. Now she's facing Courtney Day. Lady O's have 2 away. The 1-0 count. Here's the full windup. That's going to be downstairs for ball 2. The Pearland Lady Oilers are behind right now, 1-0. As 1 run came into the pay station on an RBI Baltimore chop right into the infield. Here's the 2-0. That could be trouble. That'll be a called strike 1. A nice speeding ticket fastball that came in right down FM 518 in Pearland, Texas. Third base is open. Runners on first and second. 2-1 count to Alyssa Denham. Courtney Day on the mound with a high windup connected on. That's going to be a fly ball to left and a right at him. That's the second time that left fielder Amber Stone has prevented the Pearland Lady Oilers from capitalizing on a nice hitting performance otherwise. Everybody got their wood on the ball. A single, a pop out to left, a single, a pop out to center, and a pop out to left. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 young ladies left on board. We've come through 1 complete inning of play. We go to the top of the second inning of play, and the Dawson Lady Eagles will bat up 7, 8, and 9 spots. 1, 2, 3 slots this frame. Amber Stone, the left fielder. Alexis Zarate, the right fielder. And second base lady Brooke Tolan will bring up the rear of the roster wearing number 10. Our sponsors make our broadcast happen, and they include Kelly's Country Cooking over in Lamarck, but there's also Kelly's in Pearland on 518. Ronnie Kelly, that's Robbie Kelly's brother. Robbie over in Lamarck, Ronnie in Pearland. The same dedication to chicken fries. Texas, there's a lot more chicken than there is fry in those steaks. It's absolutely outstanding. And Carnes Funeral Home in Lamarck, Jay Carnes and all of the Carnes family, a family helping families in their time of need.
Leading out the top of the second for the Lady Eagles, number 9, Amber Stone.
I want to thank Hometown Banks in Galveston, League City, Alvin, and soon to open a branch in Pearland. Hometown Banks, equal housing lender, member Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And it's the Post newspaper, proud to bring a bright day of good news. We love the Lord, and will bring that outstanding coverage to you each and every day. ThePostNewspaper.net, David Day, the publisher. Randy Goudon, all the staff of Bay Area Kitchens or Pearland Lady Oil are proud. BayAreaKitchens.com. 281-338-2737. It's Kevin Lardy and all of the staff carrying on the tradition of Miss Marie Gay at Gay Family Auto. 281-337-2421. We begin the top of the second inning of play. At the plate is Amber Stone, and she takes a fastball in, strike one, moving quickly. Alyssa rolls a riser into the attic for ball. That's going to be strike two called. Nothing into the count. Well, those rise pitches come in like a tsunami off of the mound. They almost look like they're going to be over the strike zone coming in, but they just nail it going upstairs. Here's the 1-1. Swinging, missing. That's going to be strike two. So we've got a 1-ball, 2-strike count. The Dawson Lady Eagles, with no outs, top of the second, lead Pearland by the score of 1-0. That was produced when Hope Shaneman came in on the strength of a Courtney Day single into the infield. Shaneman had doubled in her first plate appearance. Here's the full windup. Swinging and missing will be strike three. That's the third strikeout of the game for a young lady who averages more than 10 per contest.
Alexis Zarate.
And Alyssa Denham is, like I told you. She heats up like a Coleman stove through the game. Now stepping up to the plate now is going to be Alexis Zarate, the right fielder. The Dawson Lady Eagles, they're an all right-handed hitting team. I haven't seen a lefty at the plate yet. First pitch comes in, will be swung on and missed, strike one upstairs. That's highly unusual. So they go for that right-handed power. No left-handed slapping strategy. Next pitch comes in down low for a ball. The idea of slap hitting. You have a left-handed batter. Now they're already closer to first base technically than a right-handed hitter is. So they get a running start. They'll stand up back in the box, run up toward the top of the box, and take a swing at an incoming pitch. If they get it, they slap it. They're already halfway running to first because they started running in the back of the left-handed batting box. Slap hitters, you get that a lot in prep softball. Dawson Lady Eagles don't have a single slap hitter on their team yet. We're in the 8th spot now. Maybe batter number 9. Connected on, infield chopper to second. A routine 4-3 ground out is the result there. That's the first time we've seen a routine infield
Number
grounder.
10, freshman second baseman, Brooke Toller.
Hats off to Jana Roberts for the Pearland Lady Oilers, who took the big bill chopper and rifled it right on over to Sidney Gutierrez for out number 2. Now that brings us Brooke Toller to the plate, and heavens to Betsy, we have our first left-handed hitter for the Dawson Lady Eagles. And she's got a rather pinched batting stance, though. Closed stance. Here's the pitch. Nope, she's a slapper. She was back deep in the box and running up toward the top. You get them in your first 1 or 2 spots, maybe in the last spot or 8 or 9 spot. So Brooke Tillman takes strike one. Alyssa Denham starting to warm up. Check swing. No ring-a-ding-ding. It's going to be ball one. 1 strike. On deck will be Amber Langston, who popped up to the catcher, Eileen Garcia, in her first plate appearance. Full wind-up stretch and pitch low and outside will be ball 2. 2-1 is the count. Tolan for the Dawson Lady Eagles. Dawson, about 6 years old as a high school now, 4 years as a really competitive varsity program, both with Pearland and everyone else in the state. Here's the pitch. Check swing, but the bat gets a piece of the softball. Lime green at that. Glows in the dark. And knocks it back for strike 2. That's pitcher's luck. The batter tries to avoid the pitch, and it winds up careening off for a foul anyway. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, missed, is going to be strike 3. Now, That's 3 up, 3 down, no runs and no hits, no errors. A KO, a 4-3 grounder, and a strikeout. So that is actually now strikeout number 4 for Alyssa Denham. For the record, Courtney Day, the pitcher for Dawson, has yet to architect a strikeout, but she's got the 1-0 lead with her team. And that's what counts at this point. So the Pearland Lady Oilers now will come to the bottom of the second inning and play still behind 1-0. They will bat Natalie Romeo, the third base girl, Kaylee Hoppins, the designated player, and Madison Clements, and they'll bring up the 7, 8, and 9 spots in their roster. And we'll tell you about our sponsors who make our broadcast happen. They are the reasons we are on the air. They include Bill Etheridge, real estate in Texas City, phone 409-948-1788. Bill Etheridge, proud to salute all of our youth on a job most very well done. Take this opportunity to thank Dr. Gerald Cobb and all the staff at Wood Forest National Bank. Wood Forest National Bank with locations now all over southeast Texas, extending from Spring over to the east side to North Shore Baytown, to the west side down to Sugar Land, and now to Pearland. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. It is Wood Forest National Bank, equal housing lender, member Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and it's Ron Carter.
Number 6, senior Aileen Garcia.
Autoland, with 13 dealerships in one in Alvin. Ron Carter, Autoland. And my friend Doyle Swindell, he's been there for a long, long time now. Ron Carter, Autoland. All right, stepping up to the plate now for the Pearland Lady Oilers. And taking ball 1, or make that strike 1 inside, is going to be Natalie Romeo, the third base girl. I remember Natalie Romeo starting up about 3 years ago as a freshman courtesy runner. And now she's setting herself up nicely to be an all-star on the NCAA level soon as she hits a big chopper over
Next
to
up,
second.
number 8, senior
And she'll
Natalie
be retired.
Romeo.
With a ground out to second base. Nicely fielded over there by Brooke Tolan, and rifles it on over to Bailey Malone. All right. So Romeo bats up from the left side. She's a great slapper, but she's in the middle of the lineup. And that's how Coach Lene Clark likes to mix things up just a little bit. Full wind-up stretch and pitch coming in. That'll be a call, strike 1. Romeo had started up deep back in the box and had run up, decided to deflect her swing or hold off on it just in time for the pitch to go low and outside just the same. So it's 0-1 the count. Full wind-up from Day, connected on, goes right into the glove. A laser beam line drive that the third base girl, Riley Rodriguez, I don't know if she was even aware she caught it. And all of a sudden, what's this?
Number 22,
That's not an Easter egg. That was 2 weeks ago. It is a softball that just careened in from Natalie Romeo for a low, mean line drive and a line out of a little L5. So 2 up and 2 down. A ground out to second and a line out to third. Now we've got Kaylee Hoppins at the plate with strike 1, as it happens, coming into Kaylee Hoppins. On deck will be Madison Clements if she could arrive at the plate. But the Pearland Lady Oilers, although Courtney Day isn't putting any strikeouts together yet, she's retiring these Lady O's thus far. They're all getting a piece of the ball. Pitch coming in, that'll be grounded over the left side. Foul ball, a little dandelion ground ball chopper. 0-2 the count with 2 away. All right, Courtney Day and Kaylee Hoppins with a slightly closed batting stance, batting up from the right side. Stretch, pitch, outside, ball one. Our score is 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning of play. And Alyssa Denham, she retired the Dawson Lady Eagles 3 up and 3 down with 2 strikeouts in the last frame. She's heating up, but the Lady O offense just might be heating up as we've got a 12 o'clock high ground ball bouncing right up over the keystone for Kaylee Hopkins and a strong center field grounder. For Pearland, that's base hit number 3 now. I just need to bring the Ducks into the pay station. Bring the Ducks in off the pond. So that'll bring Maddie Clemens to the plate. The right fielder wearing number 4. Batting up from the left side, holding that bad eye. Nice little slap hitter, but she's a power slugger too when she wants to be. First pitch comes in, low and outside, missing the corner, will be ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes is the count. 1-0. Dawson in the lead. And the next pitch coming in. Down low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes the count. The Lady Oilers have patented that 2-out tango. That's where you get 2 outs in an inning and suddenly you start putting a running bonanza together. You don't want to have to do it that way, but you'll take what you can get. As now we've got strike 1 that is coming. 2-1 is the count. Pearland undefeated coming into this game. In district play, Courtney Day with a full windup, connected on. That's going to be a screaming line drive foul over the left side, going into the Lady Oiler dugout. That'll get you up in the morning. If you've got a jumping bean like that, bouncing around inside the dugout, screaming foul ball. And we have a 2-2 count, and here's the 2-2 connected on. That's a base hit heading into right field. The Lady Oilers are going to try to round and head down to third, and they will. Nicely handled, and the Lady Oilers are doing the 2-out tango now with runners at first and third. Coach Lene Clark goes over there to high-five Kaylee Hopkins, and Madison Clemens,
9, sophomore Kaylee Buck,
gets things hopping. Gets all the way to third, Madison Clemens over first. And now stepping up is the leadoff batter, Kaylee Buck, who singled in her first plate appearance. She took the second pitch of the game and found a way to have that ball see its way right underneath the outstretched glove of the shortstop into left field. No error attended that play. And Kaylee Buck, who's 1 for 1, runners at the corners. Pitch coming in, low and out, will be ball 1. Got 2 away. Oilers doing that patented 2-out tango. Second is open. Clemens at first, Hopkins at third. Both earned base runners with base knocks. 1-0 Dawson currently. Connected on, ground ball. It's going to be trouble. Everybody's safe. And into the pay station for the first RBI of the game for Pearland is going to be Kaylee Hopkins and Kaylee Buck.
Senior Lindsay Stewart.
RBI's in the first, Buck in the bank for Pearland in this game. It's now tied up 1-1. Buck over at first. And we've got Madison Clemens now at second, and into the pay station comes Kaylee Hopkins. Now Lindsay Stewart, who averages 3 trips to first base every game, popped out with a can of corn to left in her first plate appearance. And she's the most dangerous young lady on the field because she's the fastest, first of all. But she's at the plate right now. Looks like we might have had ball 1 come in downstairs. Connected on, ground ball into the infield. Scooped up short, throw over to first just in time to end the inning. But the Lady Oilers at least bring parity to the contest thus far. Nice scoop over there, by the way, by shortstop Amber Langston. And a strong throw to Bailey Malone, which you have to have. You better get it over there with light speed, because that's the only way you'll retire Lindsay Stewart, and even then it was almost a bang-bang play. 6-3 ground out. So Lindsey Stewart unaccountably 0 for 2 right now. But it's the 1-for-1 slugging of Kaylee Buck with an RBI in of Kaylee Hoppins at third that allows the Pearland Lady Oilers in this inning to score 1 run on 3 hits, and 2 young ladies are left on board. We go now to the top of the 3rd inning of play, and it is 1-1. The Pearland Lady Oilers and the
They know, man. They know. They're trying to fix it.
Dawson Lady Eagles are all tied up. Thank our sponsors who make our broadcast happen. Oh, we love them dearly. They include Mike Tucker and the staff of Gus's in Texas City. At Gus's, fantastic Black Angus certified steak restaurant in Texas City. You will absolutely love us and come back for more every time. Remember to take Mom on Mother's Day. That's coming up in less than a month. To Gus's Steakhouse in Texas City.
Number 7, Amber Langston.
Evans Grass Farms and Farm Feed over in Santa Fe. Evans, been in business since 1938, providing sorghum and horse feeds. We grow them, we raise them, we have them right here. Evans in Santa Fe. Here's the pitch coming in upstairs into the attic will be ball 1 to the top of the 3rd inning. First batter, and it will be Amber Langston, the top of the batting order. The top of the 3rd inning to you, friends. Amber popped out to the catcher in her first plate appearance. Here's the pitch, number 2 coming in, and that'll be a called strike 1. 1-1 is the count. In her first 9 batters faced, Alyssa Dunham gives up 1 run, only 1 hit, strikes out 4, and walks 1. She's getting hotter as we move along. Upstairs into the attic will come ball 2. In her first 9 Pearland Lady Oilers faced, Courtney Day gives up 1 run. She strikes out nobody, but she also gives up 4 hits. Here's the pitch connected on. It's going to be batted back outside the circle. And that'll be a stay alive strike 2. Now that bodes well for Pearland if you're going to read tea leaves that way and compare potential power production. In other words, if a pitcher has no strikeouts fading the first 9, if they face the second team bat around, they're going to be probably better able to claim dominance. Next offering will be ball 3. Now that'll be a full count and a payoff scenario for Alyssa facing Amber Langston. On deck is Hope Shaneman, who doubled in her first plate appearance and wound up scoring the only run of the game for Dawson as she was RBI'd in by 4-0 batter Bailey Malone. Next pitcher connected on. There's a frozen rope directly
Number 5, senior
into the glove
Shaneman.
of Sydney Gutierrez. Well, those things are hard to do. You've got to have composure and ice water in your veins and cat-quick reflexes. That's an L3. Brings Hope Shaneman into the plate. 1 for 1 with a big double that allowed her to score in her first plate appearance. Batted in by Courtney Day, the pitcher. Here's the stretch and pitch, swinging and missing. Strike 1. That was a nice picturesque textbook style left or right-handed swing, but there was no connection. 0-1 is the count. She's got a wide open batting stance. Full wind-up and pitch. Upstairs into the attic will come ball 1. 1-1 the count. Coach Caitlin Griffin in the third base box, exorcising her batter on, exhorting her. 1-1, 1 away. Singleton's on the board, all across the board. We're tied 1-1. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. That's going to be strike 2. 1-2 the count. Oh, I'm beginning to feel it. Alyssa heating up like a Coleman stove out there. And a little bit hotter, brother. 1-2 is the count. Shaneman opens up that batting stance. She's got her interior foot pinched right to the chalk line. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's strikeout numero 5. Number 5.
Number 19, senior Riley Rodriguez.
Riley Rodriguez has yet to make an official plate appearance. She walked in her first plate appearance and was left stranded on the base paths. We welcome you to the top of the 3rd inning of play. The Dawson Lady Eagles were retired 3 up, 3 down in the last frame. Riley batting up from the right side. The bases are clear. We've got 2 away. Pearland starting to take control of this game. Pitch coming in will be outside for a ball. We've tied it up. The Lady-O's, by comparison, in the first batting 9, Courtney Day against the Oilers now. She gave up 4 hits, and although only 1 run, it's the potential power that you see there. No strikeouts. Pitch coming in, swung on, and this is going to be strike 1. The Lady-O's, every single one of them got connection on the ball. Every one of them. They either popped out or grounded out. There were no strikeouts. 1 run finally scored. They did get base knocks, but they were left stranded. Here's the 1-1 the rest of the time. Now that will be a called strike 2. Again in the last frame. Stone, Zarate, and Tolan were in order struck out, grounded out to second and struck out. Full windup Denham upstairs, and the pitches are coming in hotter too. That's going to be ball 2, strike 2, 2 away, and a 1-1 tie game. Denham averaging plus 10 strikeouts plus per game. She's got 5 now, and we're in the top of the 3rd. She's well on her way to her average. Here's the pitch. Connected on, ground ball chopper to short, nicely fielded. Whoa, that's a wicked throw just in time. And we have another 3 up, 3 down for the 2nd time in a row for the last 2 innings. That's 6 up and 6 down in succession. L3, a strikeout and a 6-3. Nicely done by Ashlyn Walls, rifling it over to Sydney Gutierrez. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on board. No errors on either side of the ball tonight yet. There are no errors tonight. It was a well-played softball game. We're going to move to the bottom of the 3rd inning of play, and the Pearland Lady Oilers, who seem to have righted their ship, back in command, will bat up the 3, 4, and 5 spots. 1, 2, 3 sets this frame. That's the Woodhull set. Your wood power section, 3, 4, and 5. Ashlyn Walls, who singled in her first plate appearance. Sydney Gutierrez, who hit a high fly ball to center and was retired. And then Alyssa Denham, the pitcher, who flew out to left field with a can of corn. They're all coming your way right after we thank our sponsors, who include Lawns and Sprinklers USA in Seabrook at lawnssprinklers.usa.com. Getting into some
Number
warmer
7,
months.
junior Ashlyn Walls.
And Lawns and Sprinklers USA is well positioned to do the kind of work that you'll be awfully proud of for residential, commercial. In fact, the size of the overall field or yard that we could handle is of no object whatsoever. We're going to do an outstanding job for you. Lawns and Sprinklers USA. And it's Dixie Safe and Lock in Houston at dixielock.com. D-I-X-I-E, lock, L-O-C-K.com. From the old powerhouse safes that are atom bomb proof, or almost bomb proof anyway, all the way to combination safes to digital technology to secure banks and facilities as secure as Fort Knox. It's Dixie Lock right here in Houston. 0-1 is the count. First pitch coming in from Courtney Day to first batter for this bottom of the 3rd, Ashlyn Walls. Here's the pitch. That's going to sink a little bit south of Saskatoon for ball 1. Ashlyn is 1 for 1. Singled in her first plate appearance and was left aboard in the first inning of play. Holding that bat high like a battle axe. Here's the pitch. That'll be low and outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Coach Lene Clark over in the third base box. Coach Clark pitched for the University of Texas. 2-1 is the count. And what an outstanding head softball coach here at Pearland High School in her 10th year. 3-1 is the count now to Ashlyn Walls. And a good batting eye. Stepping back in, she is another slap hitter. 3-hole spot in the batting lineup. And the left-handed hitter connected on. There's a long fly ball to left. It could be trouble. It's going to land and hit the wall. Stopping at second with a powerhouse double is going to be Ashlyn Walls, and she just about cleared the wall in left field. Almost dropped that one over the left field wall.
Number 10, senior Sydney Gutierrez.
Ashlyn Walls at second with a 2-bagger. That's going to bring Sydney Gutierrez to the plate, who hit a long fly ball to center in her first plate appearance. And I have the sense that the Pearland Lady Oilers are starting to get into their groove. You just kind of feel it, you know. Alyssa, they are undefeated. There's cause to expect that. Full windup stretch and pitch. Connected on. There's a base hit right up through the box. And coming in to not score. Run number 2 and go ahead in this game is going to be Ashlyn Walls, and she will be stopped dead red to rights at home plate with an incredible throw from center field. Wow.
Number 18, senior Alyssa Denham.
Hope Shaneman not only has a powerful bat, she doubled and scored the only run of the game for Dawson so far. She's got an arm out there that rivals a Roman catapult. Fired it all the way to the catcher with a couple of hops, and Isabel Ritchie stood there like the Rock of Gibraltar waiting, just waiting. And I'll tell you what, out at home and unable to go ahead in this game is Ashlyn Walls. She is caught right there at home plate and tagged out. What a throw from Shaneman at center. All right. But Gutierrez, nevertheless, is credited with a solid base knock in her own right. Credited with a single. She's out at second now. She stretches it to a 2-bagger. And now we have the pitcher, Alyssa Denham, at the plate, who has a 1-ball, no-strike count. 1 away, but the Oilers are threatening to get that next run in. We've got one in scoring position here. With Sydney Gutierrez, next pitch comes in, it'll be strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. And on deck is Eileen Garcia, the catcher. She grounded out the second, her first plate appearance. Every single Lady O has put aluminum to rawhide tonight. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a knee scraper. It'll be down low for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Alyssa Denham is 6 feet 1 inches tall. She can pitch, she can hit. Man, oh man. And Sydney Gutierrez out at the Keystone looking for a green light to advance. Connected on. There's a ground ball chopper to third. The long throw to first just in time. They try to go 5-3-5 to get a double play, but that was very nicely handled. But as it is, Alyssa Denham,
senior Aileen Garcia.
the sacrifice grounder, will position Gutierrez in deep scoring position at the hot corner. I've got to tell you, this Dawson Lady Eagle infield, they are seamless. They're really good. We went Rodriguez to Malone, back to Rodriguez. 5-3-5 that time. We got the put out over at first, 5-3. But Gutierrez still able to make it to third. And we've got Eileen Garcia at the plate now. Again, she grounded out 4-3 in her first plate appearance. And this young lady can rock 'em and sock 'em too. She's got 4 home runs on the year, as I'm given to understand. Here's the full windup and pitch. Inside.